Hello my treasures, it's time to be the Bane of Ladder with Hedra Druid. Finally, after a year of trial and error of trying to make Hedra the Heretic work, I finally found a list that would do so. The main problem with using her in the past was the fact that you were relying on a bunch of cheap spells in order to ramp up and draw through your deck. However, with Magatha, Bane of Music, we now have a perfect way to rely on a few number of high cost spells in order to do both of those things. We can now rely on some of the spell generating minions such as School Teacher, as these cards won't actually count for Hedra. The other thing worth mentioning, the 6 spells within the deck have a very low likelihood of actually backfiring against us if we do end up giving them to the opponent. Covoke is the biggest variable here, as sometimes it can screw you over if you do cast it by drawing through a bunch of cards, but 90% of the time, even on an empty board, it shouldn't. For the Mulligan guide of the deck, you are going to be looking for the Hero Power package. These are going to be cards like Free Spirit, Peaceful Piper. This would also include Crypt Keeper, if you see a free spirit. Outside of this, you are going to be looking for Seedsman, which will always guarantee you to draw into Covoke, and Magatha is the final card that you're going to be looking for, since this card allows you to refill your hand if you use a lot of the Hero Power package. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some games. All right, time for a game against Mage. Mage could be bad in theory if they're burn. Burn is not really my favorite matchup with this deck. If we can ramp our armor gain quick enough, then we should be fine, but you never know. Alright, let's just put down Free Spirit. They probably chose Solid Out. Oh, why? I guess don't choose, or not choosing Solid Out. That's not choosing Solid Alibi probably is safest for them if they are burned, because it doesn't give us one and then we can't like wombo combo on a following turn. But if they hold on to a Solid Alibi, then it doesn't really matter. I'm out of all the cards they could have chose, maybe to just try to unbrick their hand, right? Part of me wants to say the new Warlock and Mage card. Let's go for it. Haha, we're right. Okay, all right, well, let's use this to get an additional copy. I know they'll instantly die, but they already have 1 HP, so it doesn't really matter. It does allow us to ramp up, which is all we really care about. Okay, there's Cold Case. Groovy Cat. But I think we're going to put this down, see what we can grab. Oh, I should have went for the other 8 cost spell. There's a funny reason for it, because in 2 turns we could have guaranteed Covoke. Whoopsie. Cold Case number 2. I really don't like keeping any minions against Mage. We can put down Groovy Cat. Kind of want to get rid of one of the other skeletons, because I was hoping that would actually happen. So if they coin out a Deathborn, they're not going to get too much advantage out of it. Them getting advantage out of that, though, on the other hand, is a little bit more annoying. All right, let's see what they grab. I guess we can't tell, but we'll find out soon enough, I guess. All right, we have essentially 2 choices. I think we're going to go for the Wild Growth, though. Oh, hey, there's the Covoke. We could have just cast that by itself a few turns back. Okay, so they are probably burn. I would assume at this point they are burn Mage. I'm actually kind of shocked that I haven't tried that deck. Oh, Hedra's funny. I think we use if we do technically need to get rid of that 2/3. I don't really like doing this. Having Hedra have a 1 cost minion is always the best in the world, but at the same time it shouldn't matter too much in the long run, as long as we don't get 7 spells, and that's kind of impossible for this deck to even handle anyways, because we can Convoke twice. Now, while Convoke can't randomly give a lot of buffs out to my opponent anymore, which is great for the card, don't get me wrong, it's great that it can't do that. There is one way it does backfire, and that is incredibly simple. it can backfire through making you draw a ton of cards. There was a game on stream where I got a little bit too cocky. I could have won the game, but I was like, I'm gonna play the second Convoke because what could go wrong? Proceeds to draw 7 cards into fatigue and go from 40 HP to 0. Uh, I had quite a few good games on stream, so I don't know which one I'm actually going to go with for the third. They were all Warlocks for some reason, though. Speaking of burning a bunch of cards, boy oh boy, Convoke. Sometimes I question why I chose you as the high payoff for this deck, but at least Mage doesn't have an easy way to do with 2 10-10s. So, you know, I can complain, but I probably shouldn't complain, and we probably shouldn't cast the second Convoke just in case. I don't think casting the second Convoke is going to be helpful. Holy shit, I forgot that was a card. Oh, yeah, that can clear out most of the board. Huh. Well, Feast or Famine. Popular Pixie, if I can pronounce it right. As much as I want to cast the other Convoke, we are going to do this now. I am not dealing with... Oh, I mean, that is probably one of the worst options that we could have got for a 10 drop. However, that 6 cost looks mighty fine right about now because we have like 2 cards in deck, and then we have Elite Tauren Chieftain and a... Do we still have it? No, we don't. If we had a... What is it called? Summer Child. Something Summer Child. We could instantly draw into 2 of the Horsemen, which is really nice. Just gotta empty out our hand a little bit. Which means we're probably going to empty out our board a little bit too. So they're going to freeze the 8/8. That technically doesn't really... Oh. Well, I mean, that did get rid of the majority of the board. Right, what can we... Oh, hey, there's the Summer Child that I was talking about earlier. I thought we had one left in the deck. Anub'Rekhan is probably the best bet here. And then we can just keep armoring up. And we might want to put some minions down just so we don't burn any cards. I don't think we're drawing multiple cards per turn. Yeah, there was a game where, again, Convoke. Convoke. Cast. I'm not joking when I say this. 4 due processes. I just, yeah. And then the second one cast, I think, 2. So we were drawing 7 per turn, and yeah. All right, let's buff everything up. Can hero power have any way? Yeah, we're just going to do this. Hopefully they don't have a way to deal with the entire board, but I don't really care. We can win in a much funnier way if we last long enough. And we're just gaining a bunch of armor per turn, so that we're actually in a pretty decent position. There goes Whirlpool. I am fine with them having Whirlpool there. Groovy Cat. I forgot that was towards the bottom of the deck. Also, I'm starting to realize, is there a way that we can math out Summer Child discounting? I don't think there is. There's 2 of them. I'm hoping that they don't run Sylvanas. Because if they run Sylvanas and steal one of the Horsemen, then we're screwed. I'm really hoping they don't. And I'm really hoping getting rid of 18 armor won't bite us in the butt. But if they are burn, it in theory could. Okay, volume up. The interesting order to do that in. I wonder if there's enough cards. I'm trying to think of what class. There might be a fun little Queen Azara with the... I know I've been doing a lot of weapon synergy with Warrior, but I just thought of something. The dagger from Queen Azara plus some of the weapon synergy that exists may or may not be interesting. Maybe try out. Also relies on you having a lot of cheap spells in Warrior, which isn't... I'm trying to think of what cheap spells exist that you could easily do. Who knows? Maybe I'll try something like that out. All right, we can mash a little bit because I don't want to put Anub'Rekhan down until we have all three, or at least two. We have a 50-50 shot of getting exactly what we need off of the top deck. Okay, and that doesn't do anything. That does something, but I don't really care if they freeze us out. Anub'Rekhan. Haha, the last horseman. Okay. Let's con them out of a victory here. Hero power, might as well. And then just pass it back to them. I mean, we could play more, but I'm not. I'm not going to risk it. Turns out 6 is actually really good for alternate win conditions. Wait, why would you play that? That just makes you instantly lose. Oh man, this whirlpool is definitely going to send them through a whirlpool of emotions. Wait, where did their hero portrait go? It's just going to keep on casting, isn't it?
My hand is full.
It's incredible. This is... there goes their hero power. I guess we win? Alright, time for a game against Priest. Let's see what they have in store for us. Ooh. As much as I like seeing Hedra, I think we're going to get rid of it. Keeping only free spirit here. Ooh, this hand looks even better than before. Let's go. Alright, let's just put down free spirit. Just kind of have to hope they don't have a AoE silence here. Putting down Groovy Cat. He did get rid of our entire board, putting down one of the visors. Incarnation. All three of these cards are pretty good. I think I'm going to go with Sunwell, because Sunwell can get us a lot of advantage in the long run. Might not be the best right now. Still pretty decent. We also do have the unending swarm on the in our hand, which is actually pretty good. All right, school teacher. I kind of want to coin out Magatha. Sure, we're burning a card next turn, but hopefully we don't give them anything here. Why is it whenever I give them a card, it is always Rake? I feel like I've given so many people Rake with Magatha. I mean, also using that there probably wasn't a good idea either. I didn't realize how like empty our hand actually was by coining that out. So we are definitely burning something. Let's just hope it isn't anything too big. Okay, Pops or Pixie would be big in the long run. It's either Rake or Mark of the Wild. Yeah, I kind of want to Rake. Well, hero power. Then we can use the Rake on the other minion and just go face. We might as well go face. We are kind of an aggro deck. Alright, Groovy Cat. Now we can ramp up even quicker. We do kind of want to get rid of their dragon on board. I'm actually kind of impressed someone's playing Dragon Priest. Though, there was another deck that I was facing in another game. It was Silence Priest, which shocked me. It took me about half of the game to realize what the hell they were doing. I just wish that replay was a little bit better. Cool idea. I really do want to try that out myself, probably. Silence Priest historically has been one of my like more favorite decks in the world, because we have a lot of really good silence targets right now. Now we can either draw to... I think we're just gonna use Wild Growth and then get rid of that minion, because I don't want to deal with it. Okay, there's Twilight Drake. There's School Teacher. So, Unending Swarm is actually incredibly funny because we can revive those. I know it's only 3 minions, but the 3 turn into 6 with the next one. Then we can just ram them all into the Twilight Drake. I'm still kind of shocked that they're running Twilight Drake, to be honest. Murzad rotated out, right? If I remember right. Okay, there's Incriminated Psychic. And that was your huge payoff for that deck. I'm curious of what their high end is going to be in. I know they have a lot of thief cards, but only does so much if you don't have a win condition. I guess they're relying on us having a win condition, and this deck does actually have quite a few different win conditions, so you know, this could backfire really quickly on us. Hopefully it doesn't. All right, well, let's revive everything else. Hopefully they don't have a Shard of the Naru. I could see them having one. Don't get me wrong. I also probably should have put this down first too. This will get the last free spirit. Oh, where is it going to scale so quickly here? So they'll buff that up, they'll heal for a bit. I don't mind them healing. It is a little bit annoying, but they don't have Zyrilla in rotation anymore, so there's no like threat of a huge AoE wipe. I'm kind of shocked that they didn't keep her in. Trying to think of what the other priest legendary that they rotated back in is. Oh, I remember. I remember. Wait, is Murazot actually in rotation? I just misremembering shit. Let's look at the core set. Oh, right. Benedictus. I forgot he was a card that would have rotated out. Right. If we put Seedsman down, we guarantee into Covoke. Let's just grab this. I know technically that's not going to work against them, or we won't have a choice. I really do kind of hate discovering choose one cards off of School Teacher because you don't actually get to choose. It would be really cool if you could choose, but for some weird reason you can't. It really doesn't make sense because you can choose from a Discover effect. You just, yeah. Mini rant over, I guess. They get rid of School Teacher. Summer Flower Child should get both Whirlpools, right? They probably run some like other high cost spells, but those are the first two that come to mind. Have 11.
My hand is full.
Renethal. Of course, we burn Renethal of all cards. And we may or may not have actually had lethal there, now that I'm thinking about it, but it'll be a lot funnier when we hit for 24. Funnel Cake. That revives some mana for them. Don't know if that's going to be enough though. Lesser heal. Alright. Let's take them out with a popular combo. Wham bam for 22. Let's keep this. Hedra, are you going to spell our doom in this game? They just hero powering, and then we'll do the same, I guess. Man, oh man, are we just going to draw into everything that... because this is guaranteed Convoke, unless we draw into Convoke. You know, thinking about it, though... No. I was going to say, if we used Rake, then... or if we got rid of Rake and then replaced it with the 8 cost that lets you choose a minion or a spell, then in theory you could always grab Convoke out of the deck for 8. But I don't think we need that. I think that Unending Swarms is just a better alternate win condition than relying on Convoke. We still haven't got an Unending Swarm off of Convoke, which is interesting. I don't know if this is like disabled as a possibility. I am a little bit worried about this deck in particular, though, if it's Thaddius, since we have to ramp quickly and we don't have any of our ramp or... Oh, never mind. Game gives us what we want. What does this give? I think this is fine. Masher is always nice. So all we really need is the Attorney at Maw. I mean, and living till turn 9. So we'll put down free spirit next turn. Hero power. Armor up a little bit. But yeah, I'm actually happy with how this deck is turning out. I just wish Magatha or Hedra has come up more. But there goes a turning at Maw. Okay, so we no longer have this combo online. Then now get them the second one of that. I'm curious if they actually have a big minion or they're just acting like they have a big minion in hand. You know what? We're just gonna let them... If they have it, they have it. I'm assuming they probably don't. I do hate how there's been so many decks that are just like, oh, let's burn through half of your deck. Okay, curse. I'm gonna curse this again, then burn top deck? No. Okay. Alright, we ramp up again. Alright, big minion? Yeah. No, we're not gonna let you keep that on board. We could have, but I'm not risking it. Alright, game for... Actually, no, never mind. I was gonna say, for love of everything, don't... Oh shit, that was actually a lot smaller than I thought it was. I was going to Convoke, and then I was like, nah. Okay, that's down to 4. Never mind. Alright, game, for all that's holy, don't fail me now. And by don't fail me, I mean, don't make me draw a shit ton. That's interesting. Come on, hit here. Oh, it's there. Actually didn't make me draw a ton. Convoke, you actually did it. You didn't troll me. We don't have the ECC though to get Jailer to protect our board. And I did just realize Convoke is going to make Unending Swarm a little bit worse here. That doesn't kill that. Abyssal Wave, okay. So we have decent chunk of armor gain. We're gonna take some damage here. Take this. Fresh. Okay. Whew. Abyssal Wave number 2. No, Thaddius. Okay. They think we don't have a way to deal with Thaddius. But joke's on them. Well, I mean, we kind of don't, but well, we have 110. Okay, we're emptying our board a little bit. All right, give me something with rush, please. Okay, I didn't clarify where, so that's on me. That's definitely on me. Yeah, Bone Lord's actually kind of bad too, but do we want to take 11 damage is the thing? Well, I don't really feel like doing that, so hopefully Convoke number 2 doesn't fail us next turn. Yeah, Reanimator. Oh, thank you. Hey, Reanimator actually reanimated the wrong thing for once. Holy shit. That's kind of a shock. The funny thing is, Convoke is going to cost 1 if Thaddius lives. God, I really want to Convoke, but I'm not going to. Maybe I will. Okay, first... Aww. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, I am so glad after a year of testing, I finally found a deck where Hedra felt incredibly good. Turns out, once you can cut out a lot of the small cost spells within the deck, this card becomes incredibly strong. Because Hedra is most likely going to give you either 6 cost minions or 10 cost minions, it is nice to know what minions you can randomly generate. But there are a few alternate win conditions that can be randomly generated, such as Bone Lord or even a Rivendare, who actually is probably going to be a better third card than Fizzle within the ETC. Then for 10 cost minions, Thaddius is probably the highest roll that you can actually get. However, there are a lot of 10 cost minions with lifesteal or even a powerful death rattle. Overall, I was quite shocked of how flexible this deck felt and how much advantage that you could get out of both Magatha and Hedra. Now, like always, if you enjoyed the video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.